welcome back to another episode of Choose Your Destiny show. With me, I have my dear friend and colleague, Dave Hobley. Dave, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here, Nev. It's always a pleasure to do anything in business with you.
Thank you very much, sir. I feel the same way about you. So, Dave, if you would just introduce yourself to the audience and tell us what is it that you do?
All right, sounds good. My name is David Don Hobley. I am what I'm calling the chief solutionist with the Hobley Method, Prosperity Insider, and Our World Enterprises LLC and subsidiaries. I help entrepreneurs leverage technology, marketing, and coaching to enhance living a life enjoying their passions while ensuring their freedoms, building a legacy for them and for their families. A little bit similar to you, where you help people build a legacy in their fortunes and financial well-being. I kind of am more broad, and I'm excited to be working with people like you to help me reach my target audience, to make sure they have all the information they need from the professionals to help get them to their freedom.
Okay, very cool. So when you talk about sort of the audience and, really helping the entrepreneurs leverage technology, who do you find to be the best clientele for you? Who do you work the best? Who is an individual that you can help the most?
Yeah, I wouldn't focus only on the individual. My target audience would include anyone found to have an entrepreneurial drive on up to the enterprise. I've found that many people can manifest results from an internal desire for prosperity and for freedom as I help people to learn with my new brand, Prosperity Insider, which they can learn more about at prosperityinsider.com. So really, what I'm saying is I'm trying to focus not only on the startup entrepreneur, but I can help them throughout the entire business process as they grow. We can develop training packages and technology and marketing packages which help them to become successful as an entrepreneur and to help them grow. And we can tailor that in a way that they're not out there bouncing around to different products, different training and services, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. We can cut that time down, a good 15, 20 years by leveraging the training and experience that ourselves and our partners have to ensure they're getting what they need from the beginning.
Are there any specific areas within the business, within entrepreneurship? Because as I'm sure you're aware, within business, there's all these different things, right? Like there's my purpose and passion of what it is that I want to do. There's the financial components. There is the marketing components. There is the, do I need to get location? There's the HR. There's legal stuff. So are there particular areas that you guys focus on?
Well, actually, our area is a little bit more broad. We do a lot of research, and based on our experience, we bring in partners like you that can come in and help to train, teach, and fulfill the needs of our audience, which again is startup to enterprise, to help them to cut down the number of years, like I said before, that it takes for them to get what they need to be successful. So we're not focused just on one target area like finance or business trademarking and things like that. We're a little bit more broad. We're trying to give them a way to come to a one-stop shop with insider information on what's working and what's not working. And we're partnering with the people that are making it happen to make sure that our audience is getting trained by the best of the best and has the resources they need, whether it's training resources like yourself or marketing resources like software and people to actually get out there and get the job done. So we're kind of how do you say it, like a boxed like solution to help their success.
Okay.
So they don't have to go out and do as much research, if you will.
So you are almost like a consultant where I, as a business owner or an individual, maybe a CEO of a large enterprise, can come to you and say, here is what our particular need is at this particular moment. So I may have all the other stuff done, but maybe I'm struggling something within the HR spectrum, something within the employee relations. I can come to you. You then work with, whether in-house or outsourcing, but working with professionals who deliver that kind of training and support.
That's correct. Yeah, not only are we a consultancy, but we're also a training program that already has pre-agreed, and that's one thing I'm working on, hopefully with you. Pre-agreed people that we trust, that we know that can deliver results in the area that we're talking about, like you said, in HR or in finance or technology and marketing, and we can bring them in at a fraction of what it normally would have cost them to figure out who to go to test and trial multiple people, but bring in successful people who really know how to get things done and get things done quickly to help our customers achieve success at a very, very faster pace. So it's not only just a consultancy, but it's also a training program where we'll be doing live streams on social media with some limited free training and introductory training. And then we will also have a full training system where they can buy into it at package levels at the pace that they need to grow their business. So we're really excited about what we're putting together for them.
Very cool. Very, very cool. I like that a lot. So it's really ends up being right. Like if I know you, I have access to just about everything I may need in business.
That's correct. And because I know you and how you perform and the knowledge that you have in finances, I know that you can deliver what my customers need to achieve both business and personal financial success. So we leverage our relationships with dynamic people like you, our HR folks, our marketing folks, and things of that nature to make sure that our people can grow much more successfully and much faster pace.
Awesome. How did you get into that? Like, how does one wake up one morning and say, "Well, I'm going to deliver all the solutions to businesses"? How did you get started?
Well, basically, I started dabbling in business and entrepreneurship at a very young age, from selling Kool-Aid and lemonade beside the road to growing my business into lawn mowing and then landscaping, a bird business that I was in with my family, raising exotic birds, onto a variety of different things. I finally knew that my passion was in teaching, inspiring, and helping other people and working with them to achieve their success and cutting down the number of years that it took trial and error in business like I experienced over the years. Cut that down so that they can enjoy more life, more freedom, and less struggle and time that it takes them to get to where they're comfortable and where they're happy and where they can help other people to do the same thing. So I'm really inspired to be able to help people personally and professionally to achieve a balanced lifestyle and success. So when I thought about that, I started putting together the Prosperity Insider program because people really do need that extra element of consultancy and coaching to cut down that time and to get moving and finally achieve their dreams. And I'm just really passionate about that. I've always been into helping people. I've always been a volunteer and a community organizer. And this is just the extra step into where I'm really happy and where I know I can help people and we can all prosper together.
Very cool. As you know, I mean, it sounds like you've been in business your entire life of one sort or another, where solo or in partnerships and family businesses. Looking back, because some of the folks watching this may be in business and may be looking for solutions, and there also may be folks who are thinking about potentially getting in a business. What is one big lesson that, right? Like, if you could go back to little Dave standing there on the corner trying to sell Kool-Aid and lemonade, and give him like one tip, one thing to sort of really think through. that would have made all the difference in your opinion, what would that be?
Yeah, that's a great point you bring up because one of the biggest obstacles that I had to overcome in my life, and that I think many others have as well, is me.
Mm.
And in their case, it's them. And what I mean by that is sometimes we don't realize the passion and power that we have within ourselves and the talents that we have in ourselves that other people need and that we can utilize to inspire others to achieve their goals, achieve their dreams. And I think one of the biggest things that I've learned, and it took me to have a mentor, a great mentor to learn that, and that's to get out of my own way. Put yourself in the right mindset, get rid of the personal blocks about myself, which is the biggest roadblock, remove that, and just achieve. Just get out there and deliver your passion, find your purpose, and just let that emanate to others. And that's the key because when you start doing that, you don't really have to go looking for business. People kind of gravitate towards you that need, the people that need what you have gravitate towards you, and your whole life starts to change. And I'm finding that's happening with mine, and I'm excited to help other people to learn the same thing. Thank goodness for my best and greatest mentor, Joel Bauer, and thank goodness for the introduction to so many other dynamic people that seem to gravitate towards him and have a lot of the same. They may not have exactly the same interest to deliver to others, but we all have one common goal, and that's we have heart and we want to help others. And once you find that it's not all about pushing a product or service out to people, but it's making that gift shift and finding out that you have a gift that you can offer others, and being able to just offer that gift and to start helping as many people as you can, your whole life changes, and what you need and what they need becomes abundant.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like, obviously there's a lot of mindset stuff that has to happen. It sounds like what you're saying. And
Yes.
at times, having a mentor that can assist us with that mindset is always beneficial. It sounds like you have a mentor, and I'm sure you've had multiple mentors even before.
Yes.
How do you think about who should be your next mentor? How do you think about, oh, this person is who I want to study with? Like, what are some of the categories or check boxes that you go through to help you decide who will be the right person?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the only way I can think of to answer that is sometimes as you grow in business and you grow in life, sometimes one mentor won't be the one person for everything you need help with. So there's, in my opinion, two major things you need to think about. What is it that you need help with? You need to really get to know yourself and the service that you're offering. And then who can help me with that line of work, and who can help me develop as a person. And if you can find one person that can do both, that's amazing and fantastic. And luckily, one of my greatest mentors, Joel Bauer, he really fits the glove on both of those in my case. But that's not going to be the case for everybody. Some people may have a different focus where he's not as directly versed. He's well versed in a lot of things, but not as directly versed. So you may get some training from somebody else, like technology wise, things of that nature, and have a mentor that really takes you under the wing to develop that. So yeah, it's important to know, to either know what line of business you need help in or how you need help personally, or if you need to develop that and figure that out, then you find a mentor that can help you develop personally and professionally as a baseline. And then once you figure out what you're going to be doing, then work on a mentor that's more focused in that area. Does that help? I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, no, that helps. I'm always curious to learn of, I mean, I've had a lot of mentors in my life, and I'm always curious as to sort of how people think about, who am I going to study with. There's so many people out there. Some of them are really well known, like Robert Kiyosaki comes to mind as like a person who's really, really known. Joel Bauer may not be as known in some circles, although he's very known in other circles. There's some other people like Tony Tony Robbins. For some reason, I butchered a man's name. Sorry, Tony. Who is very, very well known, and vast majority of people know about him. And there are also people who are incredible mentors, who are incredible teachers that only a handful of people know and love working with. And so I'm always interested to learn how people think through those things, how they choose who they're going to study with. you know Sometimes I'm curious of like, where do you find them? And sometimes, as they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. um,
Yes. Yes. They have to resonate with what you're needing at the time. Absolutely. That's important.
yeah, and so right, and those are the things. And I also find that one of the things that you really hit on that I find incredibly important that you talked about is the concept that sometimes it's okay to have multiple mentors, right?
Yeah.
If I am looking for a specific area within my business to grow and develop, it's okay to get a mentor for that. And maybe I need something in my personal life or a different aspect of the business, and it's okay to get a different mentor for that. And the way I sort of think of it is, if you take like doctors, right? There's all these people who are doctors, and some of them are like the PhD doctor, which cannot help you with your health problem at all. Then you have the general person, then you have like the specialist. And I would never go to a foot doctor for a heart problem.
Exactly.
And so I
Absolutely.
kind of think the same way when it comes to different business and life mentorships.
Yes. And that's one area that Prosperity Insider is trying to fulfill to people. And that is, we have done the research and we have found a group of talented individuals that can fulfill mentorship and training for the full balanced entrepreneurial lifestyle, whether it's personal coaching, financial coaching, marketing coaching, technology, so on and so forth. We have very talented individuals that are 5 star out of 5 star in their class, and where people are really resonating with them and finding success in what they're learning from them. And we can help people cut down that research time that it's taken them to find somebody. And most likely, we've got somebody to help them with those paths that they're ready to focus on in that life cycle, and ready to move forward.
That's amazing because that is incredibly helpful. Sometimes I know in my own personal, business and life, sometimes you know what you need and you spend hours, going through internet, trying to search, trying to find, looking for referrals, looking for resources. You go back to your network, and if you're a young entrepreneur and your network is very limited as far as number of business individuals that you can connect and work with,
Right.
then you're going to your cousins and your friends who only hold a job and don't know much more than you do, and you're asking them for help and resources on things that they have no clue about. And so
Yes.
I really like that whole concept of, I can go to one spot, take a look at the stuff, be able to get there, right? Like I can still do my own research if I wanted to,
Yeah.
if I want to dig deeper, but at least if nothing else, it's a great starting point to go in and see what is all out there. Because what I have found in business when I first started it, so I don't know what your story is, and I would love to hear a little bit more of some of the I don't want to say goofs. It's more of like the learning things of like, oh, I didn't even think about that. But
Right.
when I started in my business, I knew that I needed to work on the funding components, and I knew I needed to work on marketing and all of those different things. But I didn't always think through like creative tasks. Like, I need
Yes.
somebody to help me with my logo. Like, I don't know how to do that. I
Yes.
have talents, I have skills, I have techniques. That is not one of those. So,
Right.
it's simple things that exist that you're like, oh, yeah, I kind of need to do that. Or how do I
Yeah.
trademark stuff? Like, I
And
didn't
we have
think
an
about it.
introduction into all of that, which can lead to further mentorship, to get more in depth. So that's the cool thing about Prosperity Insider, is that we give an intro training into all those different aspects of life and business to create that balanced lifestyle. And then they can pick and choose what they're ready to tackle at the time. And we have the mentors ready to back them to help them towards achieving their goals.
That's fantastic. So, any like things that you would want to share that you feel like maybe one of your clients has come in with a particular problem and sort of the result that they were able to achieve by working with your network and working with you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I had a client recently who had developed a great business opportunity, and I can't speak a lot about it because I'm under contract on it with an NDA. But he had a special way to deliver a product to very unique clients in a fun way that could potentially make a lot of people that are in similar businesses but not the same businesses a boatload of money, delivering an awesome entertainment and products to customers. And he wasn't quite sure how to expand and where to go to find what he needed to take that next step and grow that business. He didn't want to go into the franchise space. There's a lot of laws, and as you well know, and a lot of taxation, a lot of things that really gets ugly with franchising. So I helped him get started by putting together a plan for how he would find the right people to introduce to that business line, how he would bring them in and train them and coach them. And basically, I gave him a kickstart plan on how to make that a success without going the franchise route. And I'm hoping to be working more with him as he's ready to take that next step. And I know I delivered a lot of value according to him to do that. And this is the type of thing that myself and our other trainers and coaches are ready and willing to help these businesses with, to come up with ideas and experience that will help get them to that next level quicker and get them to achieve what they want in their business.
That's awesome. I really like I love the fact of what you're doing and, and creating this sort of one-stop shop to help people come up with all the different resources to help them in their business and help them create stuff. Because going out there, right? Like we all go in with a particular passion and we find ourselves doing everything else, trying to figure out of like, how do we do this? And now next thing you know is that passion that we wanted to do is on the back burner because of everything else that is happening that we have to do. Now, we are slowly but surely coming towards the end of the show, but I do have a few more questions. And there's a question that I ask. These are the questions that I ask every single guest on the show. And first question is, what is your favorite book, or maybe a book that you have recommended the most, that you have gifted the most, that has maybe made the biggest impact in your life?
Favorite book? Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. There's a book by Terry Levine that I found to be pretty exceptional. I've been reading some books by Terry Levine, Tom Marcoux, Raina Hadayat, and actually I just picked up a couple of your books to start reading as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and although I don't have a lot of time for reading, I find that it's very important because frequently you can take yourself out of your environment and put yourself in a more focused environment, and you can learn quite a bit from getting into those other books from people who have been successful in areas. So, I can't think of specific names right at this moment. Kind of got caught off guard there, but definitely look at some books by Terry Levine for business and marketing experience. She's phenomenal, not only author but also mentor. Tom Marcoux, if you're looking to author books and become more successful in making actually monetizing the sale of your books and doing podcasting like you. Tom Marcoux and yourself, you're a great resource for podcasting. And I know you've got 2 books out now, but I don't think either one of those are on podcasting. If I remember correct, those are both financial focused, correct?
Yeah, I actually have 5 products out there, and none of them are podcasting or marketing.
Right.
So
And you're
I
really
guess
great
I
at
have,
that. So that's something you can consider in the future.
yeah, I guess I have plenty of books left in me. So keep on adding it to the library.
Yeah, so Tom Marcoux's book on basically monetizing and well delivering more books to your target audience and monetizing those. That was I found that to be a very exciting book for me because I'm working on 3 books myself. And then Terry Levine, she's a entrepreneur. That's her brand. And she's a fantastic author and has tons of business experience. She was also coached by Joel Bauer, and she herself has a mentorship program that's phenomenal as well. That I plan to become more experienced with soon. And she's got a great book out about kickstarting your business, and it's a phenomenal book. So I wish I'd been more prepared to answer those questions. I could have held them up and talked more about
Yeah,
them. But
no, I
tell you
think
what,
you
once you share this, I'll post some links at the bottom to make up for that.
excellent. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's fantastic. I think you have given more. I find that it's reading books is one of the cheapest ways to leverage so many mentors, whether
Yes.
you know them personally or don't, whether they're dead or alive. The amount of knowledge that exists between covers is vast.
Yes.
And the sad truth is that not a lot of people are reading books. And I can't remember who said it, but somebody said it, and relatively speaking, recently said, if you want your biggest secret to put out there where nobody gets it, write it in a book. Nobody reads the whole thing anyways.
Oh my gosh,
And
there's some golden nuggets in the books that I've read, and you're
yeah,
absolutely correct.
and it's crazy. It's the craziest thing on it. And there's another mentor that I had that talks about the whole like shelf help, which is all of those things that you have purchased for yourself, for your business, for your relationships, for your health, that you're just putting on the shelf, that you're just
Yeah.
dusting or maybe not even dusting, and it just sits there. And so I always like to ask people of what else are you putting out there? Because what I have found is that the most successful, the most productive, the wealthiest, the smartest, the coolest individuals out there are consistently reading and feeding their minds,
Yes.
running in those networks, connecting with other people. And so I always like to know of what are you reading, and I go and pick up those things. And 9 times out of 10, the books are phenomenal, and I'm beyond grateful. And some of them end up being super well known, and some
Yeah.
of them like not known at all, like nobody ever talked about it. I pick up a book, and it's a wealth of knowledge. So thank you for sharing so many of them.
I'm really excited you brought that up because Prosperity Insider will also have weekly recommended reading. We'll have a list of recommended reads, which include a lot of golden nuggets and information like what you talked about. But we will also be doing some interviews and videos and recommendations on not only the mentorship we talked about, but also the books and recommended readings. So thanks for bringing that up.
Hey, anytime. Happy to assist and jot something else cool that you'd like to share. All right. So before we go, I want to ask you the second question that I ask of all of my guests, and that is, where can people learn more? Where can they find you? How can they get involved? How can they get some of these cool things that you have to offer?
Well, we're working on both our website. We're getting ready to launch that probably within a month. And we're working on our training website, which is going to be just phenomenal because it'll actually be a portal where members can log in. They will be able to take the courses that they need to focus on at the time, the introductory courses, and it's gamified, so it'll help keep their interest. They'll earn points and rewards actually for accomplishing the different levels of training to help keep them coming back and help them stay on track and stay motivated. And they'll also be having a chance at winning some free training and things of that nature for the upgraded training sets that are along those lines of the training that they're taking. So we're really excited to be well on our way to being developing that training platform. The training platform is actually finished. We're just working on getting our content completed, and that'll be an ever-growing process. It's evergreen, and we'll be constantly adding new training, new courses, and new opportunity for upgraded training and mentorship in the program as time goes along. As you know, as time changes, things change in the way business happens, laws change, fiscal impacts change, and times change, and sometimes you have to roll with the punches or kind of be flexible in business, and you have to curve and bend to what works at the time. So we want to make sure with our program we're constantly keeping up with those changes, and we're bringing in the knowledge and the training that's needed to make sure people are on track. And that's the benefit to working for us versus working through some of the other training out there. You know, there's no way to stay on track and stay motivated in a lot of the systems out there. Content isn't always of great value, and they're usually not upgraded. You take a course and bam, that you kind of left, and you hope you can figure out what changes as you go. We want to make sure that people that are diving into our content get that upgraded change notification and have an opportunity to do more training to keep up with it.
So what was the website? I just want to get it one more time, make sure that people can actually find you somewhere and connect with you.
Right now, we recommend people go to facebook.com/prosperity insider now. So facebook.com/prosperity insider now. Perfect. And soon we'll be launching the website at prosperityinsider.com.
Awesome. Super excited. So I wanted to make sure that folks are able to connect. And I love the fact that you have social as well as the site that is coming up. And I can't wait to see it when it actually comes up. And there's a good chance that by the time the show goes live, the site will be live, and yes, that will be beyond exciting. And then folks can definitely go and check it out. But if it's not, when you guys are watching this, go check out the Facebook page, yes, and connect with Dave and the gang over there.
Yeah, Dave, we already started doing multi-streaming testing last night to multi-stream the multi-platforms simultaneously, and that was a success. So we're getting ready. We're ready to start delivering to potential clients like you. We're ready to start helping you towards your success. And we've got a whole team behind us like Nev and others that we hope will be joining us to deliver their gift and to help people make sure that they're getting the training focused on those areas for a balanced life and entrepreneurial life to help them achieve their dreams. Thanks for having me on, Nev. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much, Dave, for coming. Folks, there you have it. If you are in business, considering being in business, whether you are just starting up or you've been in business for a long time, as Dave has mentioned, things always change, things shift, whether it is what customers want to what laws exist to the newest, greatest gadgets that can actually help you in your business to be able to leverage it and become more prosperous. Check out Dave on the Facebook page as well as on the website, posted all in the notes below. Until next time, stay forever money blessed.
Thank you, everybody.